What's up, everybody?
It's Colin.
And Logan.
And today we are finally doing our long awaited. It's Chapter 1, 2017 review. We literally just finished this movie like 2 minutes ago.
Yep.
And it was actually a really fun watch. So let's get into our positive mix and negatives. But first, let's go into the plot.
The plot.
Let's do Logan usually does more of the plot stuff.
So, if you read the famous Stephen King novel or watched the miniseries from 1990 with Tim Curry, you should know that this movie is about an evil Pennywise, the dancing clown, who wakes up every 27 years from its slumber and goes to Derry to feast on the fear of the Derry kids.
So guys, this movie is in my favorite movies, and fun fact, this is actually Logan's favorite horror movie.
Nice, but right in my
Sorry, but didn't you say it's your favorite
yeah,
horror
it's my favorite horror movie.
I can't argue with that. This movie just has so much, and let's get into it. First of all, let's kick it off. Positives with the opening scene. Georgie's death. I love how we actually saw it. Because in the miniseries, he was just like, ah. But like, in this one, he actually freaking bites it and rips his teeth on it.
I think that was the perfect way to show us the death of Georgie. But a big positive, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, also known as It.
Does Bill destroy Tim Curry? I think he does.
Yeah.
And I can't really judge that because me and Logan are going to watch Tim Curry's Pennywise after we're done with the Bill version, and we're going to see which Pennywise is better. But as of now, as that experience with Bill, his suit, I think, is way better. The lines, his smile was sort of like...
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård, to me, his clown, he looks more like Pennywise.
Yeah, and he just acts like more like a clown. He's like...
Yeah.
Like, he's really creepy, and he has this whisper voice, like, this isn't real enough for you, Billy. I'm not real enough for you.
Yeah.
Like, he has this whisper voice, and then he gets louder, which
But
I
it
really
feels
like.
natural.
Yeah, it feels like an actual clown is there to kill you. Big positive is the Losers Club. Besides one character that's going to be in our next aspect. But the Losers Club is amazing.
Yeah.
I love Bill. I love how he betrayed him. Hey, at least said the ladybugs.
Fun fact, the filmmakers said if they want to be a friendship group, they have to have a lot of chemistry off screen. And so while they were filming, the chemistry they had got very, very close, and they soon became very good friends. And this may be a horror movie, but it's also a very movie. It's not about horror or a clown. And this is a movie all about friendship.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about horror movies. Like, when you're with friends, you stick together to take down your enemies. And that's what I love about the actors and the chemistry that they had just to make this movie happen.
And I feel like Bill, as I was saying, was great. I loved the story that Georgie is missing and not murdered. I thought that was a very interesting idea that we never seen before. And at the end of the movie, when he found out that Georgie was dead, that was very emotional. Eddie, I absolutely love this movie.
Yeah, Eddie.
The mini-series was such a little crybaby. I need my mommy. But in this movie, he actually fought back against his mom to help his friends.
Like when the mom was like, I don't want you with those friends. He said, those are gazebos, they're bullshit. And he stomped on the pillows just to go back to fight for his friends.
And Beverly is really good.
Oh, Beverly.
And I am actually going to give I really think the story with Beverly is really good. I like how at the end the boys were kind of right. She kind of is a slut because she likes Bill and Ben.
But Ben, to me, speaking of Ben, Why does he keep rejecting my boy Ben?
Yeah, the whole movie, I was like, bro, what
basically the MVP of the movie.
Yeah, she's like this the bad, and then she freaking hugs Bill. I was like
in that one moment on the last day of school, like when she was listening to the music he was listening to,
slapbacks.
and she signed the yearbook, you can really see that that's the side of true love right there. But like when Bill saw her at the drugstore, he was like, ooh, he laughed at it.
Another positive is Mike.
Mike.
I love how Mike is just like, I do not care. I love the scene with the projectors going, and he just walks over there and boom, kicks that thing so hard. And I
Even
just,
though it's a digital clown.
and I like how he's like, I like how his grandfather's like, or his stepdad says, you're either out here shooting or you're in there being shot. I like that.
He makes a point.
And then he's like, I'm an outsider. I have to say it that way. Oh my God, let's get into Richie. Richie is so funny.
Richie.
That's a positive. Richie. But like, Richie is
like
so
his
good.
attitude is giving me oxygen. The oxygen I need to breathe.
Because someone said, we're gonna get into him later, said, this is the best feeling ever. And Richie's like, try tickling your pickle later. That's even better.
And like when
It's just like so weird, but how he says it is so funny.
and when Bill was pouring his heart out at the well house about Georgie, he was like, man, you didn't stutter at all."
once. We were laughing so hard. Richie, and I like when he's like, you have to take down the 7th clown. Welcome to the Losers Club. And another.
There's no doubt I couldn't even expect seeing him grow up to be a comedian.
Another positive is he was a comedian.
I know, but I can't
yeah.
even imagine of one person of the Loser Club growing up thinking that guy's not going to grow up to be a comedian.
Another positive is the images in this movie.
Yeah.
But we have to get into the makeup work. The makeup work, like at the end, we're gonna get into that. Pennywise looked absolutely great.
Yeah.
Like, I loved, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he gets the rod shoved through his eye, out through his ear. That is so cool to look. And I love when he opens his jaw and all that teeth. A fun fact, when I was younger, I tried to do that. I was like, ah.
What did I also like about this new design of Gary is that since it took place in 1989, I left behind Easter eggs.
And
like
you can see like Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street 5 in the theater.
And you can also see Batman 1989 with Michael Keaton.
And so another really good image that I like is when the dancing clown sequence. You gotta love that. That's a positive.
Do I scare you?
You make me smart. Another positive is I love how the dead lights and like Bill's is more like big.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a really big positive. Like when he's like the dead lights make the people float.
Yeah.
I just love how it like works. And another positive is the scene the fake Georgie comes out and then he's like, I wanna go home, and then Bill's like, I want you to go home too, but you're not Georgie. That scene was like so emotional.
And when I first saw that for the first time, I actually thought for a minute that Bill committed murder and that was actually Georgie.
I actually think that would be really cool.
That would be like the biggest plot twist in like a horror movie history.
Another positive is Henry Bowers.
Henry Bowers.
I really like Henry.
I hated Henry Bowers in the 1990 miniseries.
Yeah, he was like such like a.
Yeah, but in here, this guy really feels like Henry Bowers.
I love when the scene when they're like, kill him all, kill him.
I actually kind of look like Henry Bowers.
Logan, get the knife. I'm just kidding. And I love the scene where Mike freaking Goldberg spears Henry Bowers through the thing. Another positive, and not a lot of people talk about this, but I absolutely love the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack.
Like the like beginning of the movie like that. And then during when they're coming like the brr, durr, it sounds like a nothing.
And like the soundtrack when they're all riding on the bike to go see Beverly.
And the soundtrack during New Kids
New Kids on the
Block. Yeah, that was pretty good. Is there any more positives, or should we go to the mix?
Yeah.
But let's get more on Pennywise, because I kind of was saying like my favorite moments, but I kind of went away from that. Another really
The smile of Pennywise.
Oh, the smile of Pennywise. We said Bill Pennywise is in our, but let's just talk about real.
Sorry.
I'm biting your head off.
I'm sorry. I've been sick a little bit.
Me too. But let's talk about Bill. Like, not Pennywise. We're going to get more into Pennywise. We kind of already got into it, but let's talk about Bill. The fact that Bill's eyes, like his real eyes, one can go over here and one can like go straight. That scene's so cool. Like when he stands up and his eyes are gone and it just, it's so cool. And Bill being able to do that, like smile, is just so evil with a little. Like it's just so cool. I can't do it. I tried to do it.
It's not a digital effect. That a fun fact we saw that Bill Skarsgård actually knows how to do smile, and like it's not Photoshop. Like that's actually him doing the.
And let's. What the heck was
Honestly.
that? Another mix. Let's get into the mix.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go with the biggest mix. I'm gonna go with Stan.
Yeah.
Stan, like some people think he's the negative, but when you like think about Stan, I actually kind of like him in the Losers Club, like him like trying to connect and seeing if he's really friends with these people. Yeah. But the one scene I absolutely hate to put him down to this mix is when he's like, "It's not real. It's all bad dreams." Like what? Like that I did not like that scene. Yeah. But another mix is the lady. In my opinion, the real lady in the paint end, like behind the scenes, I saw she had like sharp teeth and her eyes were like just white. I think she looked scarier behind the scenes than with all that like CGI.
Really?
Yeah, I think she actually looked scary with that. But like she only had like 3 scenes.
Yeah, I feel like.
I forgot. A positive. The leopard.
Yeah, the leopard.
Like when he's killed there, and another positive is when he's like, "Anything, you can go home right now." Whoa!
Yeah, but let's get back into the mix aspects.
The dad.
The dad.
Of Beverly.
Oh my god, such a freak.
I think he could have been a positive if he was in like a couple more scenes.
Yeah, because like I was expecting, because we always saw the dad in the original miniseries for only like a few minutes, so like.
Few seconds.
Yeah, so like if there was like more of the dad in this, I feel like he would be up there in the positives. So,
he's actually pretty good though. Another mix is those people with Henry Bowers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they get a lot of time, and in the producer's cut that they barely released. I think.
And like, why does one of Henry's friends look like the long haul Roger?
Patrick. What?
Hey, look, Roderick Patrick.
Let's get into the negatives. I think one of the negatives is in one scene, I love Bill's performance, but in one scene, the CGI is really, like, weird on Bill. Like, Bill is just, I feel like Bill could just do this. I don't think he needs a whole bunch of CGI to him. Like, yeah. I think he can just do that himself. I think he can just do that. That one scene when he's, like, the headless guy, and the one scene when he just pops on, and he's just like, I think that Bill Skarsgård can just put the costume of that guy on, and then put his makeup on. I really think that he can do that.
Alright guys, that was our It 2017 review. Tomorrow, we're going to watch It Chapter 2, and then we're going to do our review on that.
And then the Tim Curry's in Chapter 1 and in Chapter 2. And we're out, man. Peace.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
But Actually, before we go out, there's another thing I like. I like how fear is more important in this movie. Like